All right. Good evening, ladies. We're going to have our first Zoom session, and we agreed that we were going to do a praise question and suggestion strategy so that we could give people feedback on their papers. And so we're going to start with Kim.
Yep, that would be
And
great. Okay, so I'm going to start with Alexis. I did, Brianna, I did do an Alexis this week.
okay.
And she, it is obvious that she talks to the people at work, she collaborates. I think that's a really good, strong point. Alexis, are you at high school?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So that's a really strong strength for you. What I put in the template for feedback was the process that you had for closing the gap was unclear. A lot of your research was about closing the gap, but I didn't understand exactly how you were supposed to do that and what data you were going to use. So that's probably my two questions. Am I following the protocol?
For following, and you're talking about both tasks, correct?
I'm talking about this last task. I felt like we kind of covered the first two tasks when we were talking before, and because she only gave us 30 minutes, and we each had to do two, I don't know if we could do all of them together, but I mean, we can try. This one I have pulled up on my screen is this last one, yeah.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the only questions I had. And my suggestion was just to put those two things in there. How, because you had so much research about closing the gap, but it was, I wasn't sure how your particular school was going to use that information to actually close it, and what data were you using to do that. So
right now, and it's a little weird, because when I went to my administration team, I teach earth science, and they told me that there was not a PLC for earth science, so that I needed to pretty much address those needs because it's an NCFE class. But with that also, there's not really that much data with NCFEs. So all we have is our school specific data, and I had to compare that with state data, and that's really all I had to go off of, besides my unit assessment, and so that's really all I had to go off of. I did, and we're having a big problem with funds as well, so I'm really having to search for something that is pretty much free to help close the gap. Those resources that I posted, like Kahoot and performance assessment and GradeCam, are probably the biggest ones that I plan to use, just because they're free resources for our teachers. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, do you think you and I could do a pre-test and then implement a strategy and then do a post-test afterward? That would
Absolutely.
Be an action plan.
Absolutely.
I think that would give you some data that you normally wouldn't have. All the teachers would just do a pre-test on the same test, and then put a strategy in place, certain strategies you're going to use in the classroom, and then have a post-test, which is exactly the same test that you gave in the beginning, and see if your strategy actually works.
Absolutely.
That would be my only suggestion.
And then even going back, I guess in my head, I was really just thinking about using the data from previous tests to know exactly which strong points I need to go back, or teachers should go back and cover after testing.
Did y'all all do the same assessment? All the earth science
teachers?
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess like what I'm saying, as far as like review, it doesn't really make sense to review standards that kids are scoring 80% in. Let's go back and recover the ones that they're not quite mastering yet. That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah. So maybe create that pre-test with just what vocabulary, whatever, for the standards that they weren't successful on, and then put a strategy in place. We're going to teach it this way, this content this way, and then have a post test.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, I'm elementary, so I don't I don't know how else to help you, but I know that's a way to get some good data and to develop an action plan, which is those strategies that you would put in place in those classrooms for that amount of time would be your action plan.
Okay. Thank you.
Brianna, yours was awesome. I don't know if you have all the time in the world or what, but yours was really good. Let me pull that up. I don't know anything. I'm always so confused by these things. There's so much to do, and I go back and look at the template and the example and what you guys tell me, and I'm writing all this stuff down, and I'm still lost half the time.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. It really is.
So I think the only your leadership was demonstrated through research and collect. I mean, that was good. I really love the graphic organizer, and you did it just the way Dr. Hamilton said do it. The only thing that I said was that you had not unhighlighted that part where that was it.
Right.
Everything else looked good to me. Your APA formatting was good. Alexa, your APA formatting was good as well. I have a hard time with those periods because I go back and look, and it looks right to me because I'm so used to it being double spaced. So I've got to get a lot better at doing that. But
Same here.
I think we have Anna now, right?
Yep. Hey, Anna.
It's Anna.
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 But you can't
Hey,
see
Anna.
me, and I don't know what's wrong because I have the iPad and the Mac going, and my iPhone's right here, and I can't get a picture anywhere. So maybe it's just not meant to be. But anyway, those are the two I did. I think I did a great job. So that's me.
So real quick, ladies, I think that we're supposed to be doing task 1 and 2 for the Zoom session, right?
Yeah, we talked about that
Or
in
we
the first
just
Zoom
call it
session.
in?
I think it was you, Alexis, or Brianna sent us a link to that, so we can always link that and say we talked about that.
Okay.
If we need to.
Because we recorded the last one, right?
Yes, we recorded the last one.
Okay.
One of you had to take over. I'm not sure which one it was.
What did we I'm not sure, did we give each other feedback on that first one? I can't remember.
We did. I think
Everybody did?
I think we did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can always go back and look, and if not, we can do it again this week.
And you know what? I'm just gonna keep it real.
That's how we can do.
My plan today was to have everything all mapped out and laid out, and I was gonna read through everybody's things today, and my day just kind of was busy. I got home at 5:30, so I only had actual time to look back over Anna's revisions and Alexis's revisions. And Kim, I didn't get to yours.
Okay,
And,
that's fine.
but I want to.
Okay.
So that's, it's up to you guys. If you want to do it again, we can, or we can just proceed with this.
We can just go with this. I don't think they're going to look at everybody's anyway. And I mean, we are being open and honest. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, Kim, did you want to give, do you have any other feedback? Because I know you have to go.
No, I didn't do Aunt Anna's. I didn't see hers. I will try to do hers tonight if you need me to, Anna.
Okay.
But the other two, like I said, those were the only things that I had, and y'all did a wonderful job. So no problem.
Thank you, Kim.
But I do have to go. So if you decide to do it, just text me and we'll pick it up again.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Right. Hey.
Okay. Hi, Anna.
Hi.
All right. So Alexis, you got Kim's feedback. I did look over yours a little bit ago, so I can give you and Anna a little bit of feedback.
Okay.
So for a praise point, I said that I liked your collaborative data process where you were having the team members to bring their data and they were looking at their own data. I liked that process. The question that I had was, and I think you kind of explained this a little bit with Kim, but I just said, how did you show leadership in formulating the POC? And I know that we're all kind of challenged with, having to follow the lead of our principal, and we can only do but so much, it's according to what they allow us to do. But I don't know, maybe try to weave in there something about how you showed leadership when you were forming the POC, like as far as selecting the people. Like, did you have any say in who was going to be a part of it?
Oh yeah, I did. So should I just probably clarify that?
Yes.
So that it's more,
Yes, so that it's more explicit. Like, I picked XYZ person because X, that kind of thing.
okay.
And so that's a suggestion. And then also I just said substitute candidate for I, because it's supposed to be in the first person.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just make sure that all your headings are like in the right place, justified to the left. That was all I that I had for task 1 and 2.
I do have a question though, because when you're done, I'll go over yours because I really use your writing for inspiration because you've been doing really good too. But as far as the actual graphs and tables are concerned, did you get a chance to look at mine? I added some that I posted today, but I'm a little confused with those and how those work.
Which section are you talking about?
Let's see. Specifically, it was task 2 that I just added. I added 2 more too. And it's really no big deal. You can go back and look over and kind of just text me on the side. But I've just been a little bit confused about the graphs. And then also with task 3, I guess we're kind of just comparing and contrast the different technologies that we will use in order to push our action plan. Is that what we're doing?
Well, so that's one. And I noticed that it said like multiple graphs. So I asked Dr. Hamilton, and she said there's that part where you compare, contrast, and then you can also show like the process y'all use for implementation. So
okay.
I'm going to add that to mine the next time as well. Just kind of like, well, I researched, that was step 1. And then step 2, I presented to the PLC. Step 3, we figured out, which one would be best. Step 4, so that kind of thing. So like a flow chart.
Okay.
Could be any type of charts and graphs that you used to, how can I say, go through the process of choosing the best strategy for y'all.
Okay. And even from like the websites, they're pretty much just marketing their technology to you. So when they have things like this does the X, Y, and Z, we can screenshot those and put those there, right?
Perhaps.
To show why you picked that specific one.
I guess you could. I'm not certain, but if it's showing you, what are the pros to it? They're not gonna show you cons, but
right.
What are the pros?
Never.
Yeah, then I guess you could use it. But do you have something like that for all of them?
Okay, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of went overboard with the graphs this time, but.
Okay. Yeah. Did Anna? Did you have anything for Alexis?
No, because I enjoyed reading hers. And for task, the only thing that I saw for task 3, there were some areas on here that were still highlighted that she needed to go back and change the headings and unhighlight them. That was it. But everything else was good.
Okay. I saw those too. I think that was kind of a typo, but I just went back and changed them.
Awesome. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so Anna,
Mhm.
let's see. All right, so for a praise, I
Mhm.
said that your annotated bibliography was very thorough, because that was one thing that Dr. Crawford said about mine, that it wasn't. He said he wanted me to beef it up a little bit. Like some of them were kind of short. So I saw that, your paragraphs are very, it was very detailed and very beefed up. So congratulations on doing that. It was very thorough. The question that I had was, okay, again, I understand that everybody's kind of like at the mercy of your school and your principal and your situation. But I thought I've asked, how can you show leadership in an already established PLC?
Right.
And then I saw it said the CTE teacher. I wasn't sure who that was.
That's me.
Oh, that's you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, you may want to be explicit with that. Like, I
Okay.
served as a facilitator, because it's supposed to be in your first person. Okay, so that might be the answer right there. I just didn't know if that was another person.
It's me.
Okay. And then the other question I had was, are you biting off too much at once by focusing on math and reading?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess for that, you probably just have to look at the one that is the most urgent,
Okay.
and kind of just pick one area, because if you focus on math and reading, it's just a lot to do.
Yeah, that was my question too. That was the only big question I had.
All right. And for the suggestions,
Mm-hmm.
okay. What did I write here? You incorporate discussion about establishing group norms and okay. So in your PLC meeting,
Mm-hmm.
did y'all go through the process of establishing group norms and making a vision?
Yeah.
Okay, so just write about that.
Okay.
Like, shit, I think I saw it in your minutes, but maybe just talk about, well, in this meeting we decided that our group norms are going to be this, and
Okay.
this is our vision for the PLC.
Okay.
Okay, and then the other thing you said, I had to identify a problem that has occurred at our school. I think that might have been in the email you sent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so remember how Dr. Hamilton said sometimes we already know going in what our pressing need is, but they want us to show the process. So I'm having to go back and rework mine too, and kind of like take that out and not show what the pressing need is, or not say what the pressing need is until the section up for the pressing need. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because it's I'm stuttering, because it sounds like you came up with the pressing need, but I think the goal is for the team to decide what the pressing need is together.
Okay.
So even though you might have done it that way, just rework it a little bit.
Okay.
Rework it. Yeah. Like I said, I'm doing the same thing. Just rework it a little bit. But that's that. Oh, the other little thing just is spell out numbers 1 through 9.
Right.
And yeah, and that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I will go. Let's see. I just pulled mine up. I submitted them today. Anna.
Yeah.
The praise that I said was all of your resources align perfectly with your pressing need. There weren't any that, were offline. Everything was aligned with course content. The question that I did have in your literature review, you stated that there was a strong relationship between language and math. So I just kind of want to know why. I explained that a little bit more so the reader understands that before you go into your sources.
Okay.
And what else? What are we doing? Start praise and a question.
Suggestion.
Suggestions. Under your first source, change the word improve to improve. Just a few little technicalities, nothing large.
Okay.
I think just things that we forget to do. I do it all the time. When you go back through when you go back through and you don't read your paper out loud, sometimes you can miss some things. But overall, it was really good to me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And let's see. I think I did yours, Brianna. Either yours or Kim. 1 second. All right, yep, I did Kim, and she's not here, but I'll go over it anyway.
She can watch it in the video.
So Kim is a really good writer.
Yeah. I said she can watch it in the replay, so that's good.
Yeah, she's a really good writer. All her sources were aligned, and her intro was really informative. It pretty much laid out what the entire task 3 was going to be about within a paragraph. So she did really good with her intro. Question that I had was just about her additional sources. I know in your literature review, you're supposed to have 3 sources cited in there, and they weren't all there. So just make sure that those are in there. And you can even use the ones that are in your annotated bibliography, so you don't have to search too far for those. You can just kind of throw those in there. And then just some suggestions. Also, just a few small things like hyphenating certain words and putting the in front of certain words for clarity. That's all I got.
Anna, did you have anything for Kim? I'm trying to.
No, I didn't. I enjoyed reading hers. I thought hers was well put together, where she had the introductions and everything was aligned correctly.
Okay.
And it flowed really well.
Right.
She writes well just like you do.
Huh?
I said she writes well just like you do.
Can I tell y'all a little secret?
Yeah.
I was an English major and I taught ELA for 7 years.
Well, there you go.
Look, and I published 2 books. So,
Wow.
all right.
That's awesome.
Gotcha.
But
it
thank y'all.
makes sense now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But you all are doing well. We all are doing well, and this is all a learning process.
Sure it is. Have you started task 4
It
yet?
is.
Absolutely not.
Right.
I'm gonna start tomorrow my planning. I just wrapped up 3, and from the suggestions, I'm gonna go ahead and finish that and submit that tonight. So that way I can just work on 4 over the weekend.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's always something to do.
Woo! And it's Valentine's weekend. I'm like, man,
Right.
come on.
I'm telling you. We might have to celebrate Sunday night after we submit the paper.
Listen, that's what my husband and I are supposed to be celebrating because we're off school, off work on Monday. Are y'all off on Monday?
No.
Oh,
So we had we just figured it out because we had the floods coming and they canceled school.
Oh,
So now they took our Monday.
gotcha.
Wow.
Okay.
I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll be celebrating.
But enjoy.
Yes, I will. I'll be doing some work, but it's all good. But our session is gonna end in 10 minutes, so I'm not gonna keep you all. But thank you for joining our session.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Good job, ladies, and thank y'all so much for the feedback. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Therefore, thank you.
Happy
Good night.
Valentine's Day.
Have a
Happy
good
Valentine's
weekend.
Day to you.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.